Disclaimer time. Blah, 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 blah. Not accredited, blah, 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 blah. What's up? Good morning, everybody. In order to win your claim and get a 50% VA rating, you have to have your claim right. You have to have everything in order. You got to know what you're talking about, know what you're going after, and that takes research. I think the easiest way to get your claim right is by going to my boot camp at combatcraig.com. I break down the process and I kind of share my process with you guys in courses. So I think you'll get something out of it, regardless of what your level is of VA expertise. And a quick word from the sponsor of today's live video. If you need a VA disability attorney, I would check them out. So I like doing analogies. Need to do more of them, but today I have a different approach for analogy. So if you're not into lawns and dominating your lawn, this might be kind of boring for you. But if you're into mowing and grass and shit like that, then you might like this. So I'm approaching my yard and dominating my yard exactly how I approach my VA claim. So it's ridiculous amounts of research, understanding all the little details, right? That's how you get a 50% VA rating. Like I'm going to come up with one here, but I'm going to show this video first, and you can see me throwing it down. I also need to do some lawn leveling. So step one, have a lawn, right? So actually step one was, so I bought this house last July and I never really dealt with a lawn before. And I have a well, so water's not an issue. So the fundamental part, even if you just have a shitty lawn full of weeds, if you mow it, weeds like to have, their leafy things up. And if you're just chopping them down all the time, the lawn can kind of fight the weeds out a little bit. But it's basically water, mowing it often, and then obviously you could throw down the NPK stuff. Those are the numbers on the fertilizer bags. Nitrogen. What is it? I wrote that stuff down, but I lost it. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Those are the three numbers. Well, my face really got orange here. Sorry about that. So that's one approach. What I was doing there, got a zero turn. So because pushing at 90 degrees sucks. So I was like, I need to get a riding mower. So that was one tool. But I'm mowing and I'm watering, and I'm throwing shit down. I was like, okay, this is cool, but there's no scientific approach. So if you're going after a 50% VA rating, are you just throwing shit up against the wall? I know that my previous 3 VSOs, till I fired all their asses, that's exactly what they were doing. They were just throwing nitrogen at the problem. Actually, they weren't even doing that good of a job. So I started off with a soil test, right? Like I'm not into chemistry. I didn't even make it to chemistry class, but I'm interested now because now I'm learning about it. So got a soil test, found out that I have alkaline soil. It's either acidic or alkaline. So my pH is high. So with pH and what I've been learning in my research is there's an optimal zone. So your grass, right, roots, nitrogen kind of does the grass part on top of the ground, but you got to get your dirt right. So if you have high pH or low pH, there's all these other ingredients that are going on in your soil. And, when summer comes, if your plants aren't taking that stuff up, it's just unavailable. So it's basically useless. So we're talking about boron, copper, iron, magnesium, manganese, sulfur, things like that. Manganese. Still getting used to pronouncing that one. So I am throwing down soil amendments and watering them in. So as I start feeding my lawn, it'll become available to the plants. Did go a couple extra steps. I had a push mower, which I said sucked. So I got a zero turn. So the reality of mowing 3 times a week, easy, 15 minutes. I just haul ass on there, and so I'm gonna be able to cut. Got a spreader, got a sprayer, and this week I had 39 sprinklers installed. My lawn's I'm biting off more than I could chew, but we kind of do that with our VA claims too. So I have irrigation now, and it's just I was dragging hoses around. I had this little lawn tractor thing that traveled down a hose. Now I just hit a button, and yeah, boom, everything's flooded. So I'm as ready as I possibly can be to tackle my lawn project. So that's my analogy for today. Um, Having all the right things in place is going to be a good first step instead of just cut all the shit out of it, throw a little weed killer down, throw, whatever, go to Home Depot and get fertilizer, have no clue what it's doing. I'm going to go get another soil test in a couple months, see where I'm at. So that's my little analogy. And I think the easiest way to get a 50% rating is probably doing a mental health claim. So if you think about it, a 50% rating for mental health, it has occupational and social impairment with reduced reliability and productivity due to such symptoms as flattened effect, circumstantial, circulatory, or I can't even say that word, stereotype speech, panic attacks more than once a week, difficulty in understanding complex commands, impairment of short and long term memory, impaired judgment, impaired abstract thinking, disturbances of motivation and mood, difficulty in establishing and maintaining effective work and social relationships. So, in the 50% VA rating, in the mental health example here, um, your mental health condition will interfere with your ability to work, but it's not like you can't work at all. It's affecting your ability to work, and then that goes, for your social life as well. So with VA claims of any kind, they're looking at social and occupational impairment. So not having your head right affects all areas of your social and your work life, right? So if you're dealing with an orthopedic condition, knee pain, neck pain, back pain, feet pain, I got all that shit too. It affects your mental health. So I think if you do not have, raise your hand or leave a comment. Do you have a rating for mental health? Type yes or no. That would be a good first step. And then also, I'm sitting here in my underground bunker in southeast Idaho. Where are you guys watching from this morning? Losing track. So how about we just go straight to the answer some questions. Try to sit here and answer some questions here today. Let me drag my little live screen around so I could see some comments. Also, if you're watching, looks like we have 66 people watching and 15 thumbs up. Smash that like button if you enjoy this content, and we'll let YouTube know that this is good stuff. So let's go up to the top. Usually I'm really bad about the comments, so we're going to just go blow through them, and I'll try to keep up with you guys. Good morning. Meathead, good morning. Good morning, Ellen. Kevin. Brooklyn Vet. R. Ubes, no clue what that means. Nicholas. Yeah, so overseeding works for me as well. I did it last year. I started on it, but I was fighting a losing battle, and that's why I did the research and was like, I really need to get into this. So I had a little push mower, and I was dragging hoses around, so not enough water. And it was like, fuck, it's too hot, that kind of stuff. So I did overseed. But I used shitty seed, so that didn't help. So now I'm going to. I found Site One. They have good stuff there, and yeah, my plan is Kentucky bluegrass. Have about 75% of my lawn is that, and I'm going to overseed again. And then I have this back part that I was kind of mowing from. That's super bumpy. Never really was kept up very well, and I actually just glyphosated that. So I'm going to smoke it off and level it, and then plant that from new, and then sit there and get pissed off yelling at the grass grow. And I'm using KBG, so it's not the fastest grass to grow. And then I'm going to be dealing with weeds. But I have a plan. I have research, and I'm going to see what I see, obviously, but I'm going to keep checking with soil testing and seeing what's going on with my dirt, right? The foundational stuff. And that's like, this isn't the best time to overseed in the spring, because it's going to take 3 weeks for those things to germinate. I'm going to do a mixture, 80 kbg and then 20% rye, I believe. And the rye is going to come up quick, and then the KBG is going to come up, but I'm bringing them right into summer. It's going to be hot as shit here at the end of July. So I need root development, or those things are just going to get burned by the sun. Yep, already threw down Milorganite as well. That's one way of doing it. I'm actually going a couple levels deeper than that, but yeah, Milorganite's good once a year, slow release. But I'm getting my program together. So again, that's kind of the thing here. VA claim stuff. Get a program together. If you didn't, if you don't understand VA law and medical terms, tough shit. Go learn about them. You're going to have to live with the results of your claim, right? So you're the one that should give a shit about them the most. So kind of the same thing with my lawn. And boy, my sprinkler system is ridiculous. I could water and mow my way into a happy lawn, but I'm going to do more than that because that's not enough. I want it as perfect as possible. Lawns are scared of you. You can make your own feet. Okay, not really sure. James, love you too. Glad that I've helped you immensely. I've heard that from a couple people. I am the Tony Robbins of the VA claims world. I don't do the hands-on stuff. I ain't trying to get into your back pay and charge you 10 grand. Do want you to sign up for my boot camp, but that's minimal fee. And I want you guys to figure this shit out and go win it on your own and be able to know, hey, my VSO sucks, or my lawyer sucks, or whoever is helping me sucks, or even worse, getting bad advice. That's probably one of the worst things because, like, hey, what do you think about migraine secondary to this? Well, just be careful when you're asking those questions, and that includes today. I haven't looked at your claims file. I'm not going to look at your claims file. I'm not going to go look at your social security number, and I'm not going to, pretend like I'm a fake accredited agent because I'm not. So I can't give you a really good assessment, right? The soil test kind of analogy. So, be careful of what advice you're getting and double check that about 20 times and then try it on and see if it actually works for you. Good morning. Oh, wait, I saw something about subjective. Subjective claims go off of what you say, like pain. They can accurately measure pain. They actually can't accurately measure pain. Maybe that's what you're trying to say. So yeah, there's subjective. There's quite a few things that are subjective. The VA hates it. I don't really give a shit what the VA likes or doesn't like. Raters, C&P examiners, they're shitty doctors. I don't really care about all that kind of stuff. But they like objective medical evidence. So if that's something that you can get it, whether it's x-rays. In a C&P exam, they're going to use a goniometer. They're going to look at your records. But if it's mainly you saying, I have an owie, and then you don't have a doctor backing up that owie, they're not really, I'm not saying they're not going to believe you at all, but it just makes your claim weaker for sure. And I need to take a coffee piss break. Stand by. I'll put my ad up. Sorry about that. Maybe my camera will come back into focus here. So can't remember where I was at because I have short-term memory loss. ACER, you're at 50% for 18 years. You got an increase to 70 last month, and last month you got TDIU, permanent and total. Awesome. So you're you're rated at 70%, but you get paid at the 100% rate, and then for a kicker, you're PNT, so you get all the benefits of 100% PNT. So that's a good way to do it. And you had to prove your occupational impairment. I don't know if you got a vocational expert. Doesn't really matter. I think that's a good idea, but you won it. So now you're set, and you may be asking yourself, I don't know how old you are, but you may come to a point where it's like, oh, maybe I should go get something for my broken dick or a little extra special monthly compensation. Or, oh, I don't like that I can't work and I have to report to the VA or whatever. I don't even think you report to the VA. I think they just tap into your social security records and see if you worked or something. Just, if you feel like you want to work and you can work, you know, or you want to get scheduler, they could reduce you. That's filing another claim. Pablo is at 70%. Ryan's at 100%. No mental health for simple man, huh? That's a claim to look at. I started off with tinnitus and my foot. That's what I didn't walk out service connected, but those are the first two claims that I won. They're both 10% claims. And those are mental health claim would be good secondary claims to file to either one of those. So I don't know if you have anything service connected, but pretty much anything that causes you pain, affects your lifestyle in an adverse way of any kind, social and occupational impairment stuff, you could file a mental health claim. Again, this is one where mental health is very subjective. But you need to get a psychologist, psychiatrist, you need to get on board. And then that kind of moves it more into the objective world because now at least you're seeing a shrink. And whether you're getting better or not is irrelevant, but you're seeing a shrink, and that's good for filing a claim. Mac has it. C2AZ has it. Antonio's got at least 50% for mental health. Jay's got it. Florida, another one just got TDIU. Perfect. Patrick's currently at 90%, no rating for mental health. Plan to file soon. Thanks for what you do. Yeah, when you're at 90%, not sure what your 90% is, Patrick, but it could be anywhere from 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, rounded up to 90, or 90 on the money, or you're at 91, 92, 93, 94, rounded down to 90. You need 95. So you're somewhere in that range, and a 50% rating for mental health would get you to 95. So I'm sure you have plenty of stuff, including mental health symptoms. So I'm glad you're looking at that. That's no claims easy. There's no such thing as a give me or anything like that. But that's what I would do. Dan needs to get on some mental 50% mental health rating stuff. 50% for PTSD. Not sure if it's combat or non-combat. One chimp bobo. But that's a low rating. You may want to think about filing for an increase if your symptoms are worse than 50%. That's an easy way to get up a little bit higher. Not sure if that's your only rating or whatever. But even when you're going for an increase, need medical evidence. The more objective medical evidence you have, the better. Get a doctor on board. Go to them. I know doctors suck, especially VA doctors, but figure out how to get it. And you could use private medical evidence. You could use private DBQs, all that stuff. You just recently got approved for 50% for your feet. Watching your videos throughout the process. Thanks. Yeah, I started off at 10, and once I finally got properly rated for my feet, I was at 50%. So I have 50% for my feet, and actually I have chronic fatigue syndrome at 60, also secondary to my feet. So I'm happy there. Kentucky bluegrass, and I live in Idaho. C&P exam coming up for PTSD. The tips are read the PTSD DBQ, read the rating criteria. Not sure if you have a rating at all, but you should know what 0, 10, 30, 50, 70, 100, you should know what those things are. And you're going to go in there and it could be over pretty quick. My last mental health C&P exam was about 20 minutes long. Sometimes they're 2 hours long. So don't dilly-dally. Get in there and just start talking about your symptoms. Everything else is irrelevant. He doesn't care about your dick or your ears or your tinnitus. Just talk about your PTSD. Because all of a sudden it's like, okay, exam's over. So if you're not talking about your PTSD, you're not helping your claim. So that's probably my biggest tip. Granted, I understand you're going into a shrink. They're probably going to stay on topic, but just keep them on point. If you don't remember everything that you're going to say because you have short and long-term memory loss, you should know what's wrong with you, especially, well, with PTSD, there's a stressor. So that's a time and a date. For me, it's January 18th, 1991 at 0300. So that stressor's burned in, and I'll never forget it. But you may forget some of your symptoms and stuff like that. So you could write that stuff down if you want to and bring it in. What's up, Matt? I'm a disabled vet too. Welcome. Yep, telling the truth is the biggest part of it. These guys can sniff out if you're bullshitting and exaggerating, and it's something that it's like, wow, I've been fighting these fuckers for whatever 17 years. What if I stretch the truth a little bit here and make myself more believable? It's very possible that will backfire on you, and you're going to get yourself caught up. Lying is bullshit anyway, but getting caught lying in a C&P exam and contradicting yourself, now that's going to make it harder for future claims, because now they got you down as a malingerer, which is basically a full of shit liar. Don't hold back either, and that's good. And I've talked to Ryan about this. How's the suicidal ideation stuff, attempts, intent, plan, all that kind of stuff? Your arrest records, how much you want to kick your boss's ass, your divorces, your kids don't like you because you're a scary motherfucker now, whatever it is, all that embarrassing stuff. You want to hit those points in your C&P exam. Yeah, I'm actually going to throw down peat moss in the bear areas, and I'm ordered some bird deterrent stuff from Amazon, like pinwheels, reflective tape. Yeah, I'm sure the birds are just going to sit on the reflective tape and crap on my lawn, but I'm trying some testing before I actually go do my seeding, but I'm about 2 weeks away from that. Yep, I did a video about that earlier this week. There is an income limit on TDIU. Don't go over it. Don't dance around it. If you're like, oh, okay, I could make 13 grand a year. I don't know what the exact number is off the top of my head, but if you make a dollar or two over that, then it's like, well, you could work. So, keep it at 12. Or if you can't work, just don't work. Sam, you're my you're my spirit animal, man. The VA is your mental health spirit animal. Yeah, the VA is just like I stay away from them as much as I possibly can. No, I actually had when I got this place. I need some water. When I got this place, it was all fenced off with shitty fencing. Wasn't even real fencing, just stakes, the green stakes, and chain link fence. And they had goats and shit running around, and I don't like that look at all. So I have 15,000 square feet of lawn, and then the rest of my acre is flat and dead. I'll tackle that next year, but I'm not into weeds, and I don't need. I don't. I get the concept of it, but I don't want a bunch of barnyard animals running around here. Clyde will just attack them all. So one pet for me right now is enough. And again, kind of going back on this, stay focused, right? Focused on your VA claim. If you're going after mental health, you could think and learn and educate yourself about other claims, but don't try to bite off more than you could chew. So that's what I'm doing. I know that I do that a lot. So it's like mower, water, learn about nutrients based on a soil test, throw that stuff down, and then come back and retest. So I have the actual analysis of what's going on in my soil, and then obviously I can see how my lawn's looking and if my seeds grow. But my lawn's pretty good. It's overseeding, and then one part I'm starting anew. Yes, and I'm 100%, but they say it is the top of what you're getting. Not really sure. Maybe 100% is the highest actual rating, but special monthly compensation goes way, way higher than 100%. 100%, I think, is 3146 and change or something. Special monthly compensations start off at like 110 bucks a month, and they go up to like 7 grand a month on top of that. So 100% is the top of the VA disability thing, but special monthly compensation is something you should look at. Yep, um, fertilizer based on what I see my lawns doing, and soil testing on what's actually going on, right? Because if your dirt isn't right, your grass isn't right. Like literally these micro ingredients, they're in the soil, but since I have an alkaline pH, they're not available to the plant. So they're sitting there, but my plant roots can't take them, and they're not going to dive down and get them and be the best plants they can be, because I need to get my dirt right. Yep, Brian's got some SMCS 3825. Hey, Craig, with mental health, if you do get better, do they reduce your reading usually? Um, I don't know what usually means. If that happened to me and I got better, they could fucking take it all back. If I had a chance to redo all this and knew what I know now, it took me a long time to learn that I have mental health problems. I just thought I like getting fucked up a lot. I would redo the whole military thing, like not join it, if I knew that I was going to end up the way that I did. So if you get better, be better. That's way better than 3 grand a month. Go get a real job and get some. You'll have your life. You'll actually be a good husband or wife or dad or whatever. So I don't know what exactly you're driving at, but my mental health never gets better. So I never say that I'm having a good day. I just say I'm alive because that's basically how I live. I'm alive today. I'll be alive tomorrow, and maybe I'll get to a point where I won't want to be alive tomorrow. Been there plenty of times too, but I'm in a decent spot, but I'm not going and telling them I'm magically better. That's stupid to say stuff like that. You've got 4 C&P exams next week for your TDIU claim. Moving forward and upward always. Perfect. That is the exact mindset you need to be in. Moving forward, you're going to run into obstacles, you're going to run into hurdles, you're going to be frustrated. Put your best foot forward based on education, science, medical evidence, law. File your claim, and then that's it. You don't get to change your mind and switch shit up. You filed your claim, you're going to get a C&P exam, and then you're going to get a decision letter. If you want to second guess what you're doing and, oh, Ryan told me this and Simple Man told me that, you do all that shit before you file your claim, not afterwards. So I get it. A lot of people are kind of coming into this stuff after you filed your claim. For you, I'll tell you, you can always file a claim till the day you die. Obviously, you don't want to be engaged with the VA that much. You want to get in and out. But if you think your claim sucks, it might, but you don't know because you haven't gotten your decision letter. So staying positive is probably the best way to go because negative's easy. I know all about being negative, and any of you that have mental health issues probably do too or been denied. You have 70%. Just got done doing a C&P exam for sleep apnea secondary tinnitus. You're hoping things work out. I hope things work out too, but I'm hoping even more that you proved your sleep apnea was actually caused by your tinnitus with medical evidence and law. I'm hoping you did that. But we'll find out, right? Because you can't do anything. Claims filed, got your C&P exam. Now you wait for the decision letter. Secondaries are everything. Secondary claims, if you don't listen to anything that I say, because lawn's boring stuff, secondary service connections are the key to getting the compensation you deserve. Not everybody deserves 100% VA rating, but a lot more do. And a lot of this is we're taught to, just shut up and not complain about stuff. So you have to dig deep and find out, do I have problems? What kind of problems do I have? And those are secondaries. Be honest. Best policy. Still waiting for a PTSD rating. You're already at 70. %70 mental health is basically like 100%, but symptoms are just more frequent. Yeah, there's more stuff with the 100% mental health rating than 70. It's total social and occupational impairment versus deficiencies in most areas. I have stuff in the 100% range, but again, I'm not filing any claims because I'm 100% P&T. But I think 70% is fair for me and how I function. I mean, I definitely have deficiencies in most areas of work and social life, but I wouldn't say that I totally fit into 100%. If I wanted to push it, I could probably win it, but no thanks. Jimmy Johnson, nice beard. Just got to 100 scheduler. You're 51. You're young. Were you born in like 70? 69. They say they will re-examine me before my 55th birthday. I truly got lucky. Okay, so you're 100% scheduler, but you're not P&T. So perfect. So in this situation, keep going. Wherever it is, if you go to private doctors, go to your private doctors. Don't disappear from them because you got 100%. Keep going to them and keep telling and, keep seeking treatment. When you disappear and you don't get treatment anymore, they look at that as, oh, veteran magically got better, and then they will reduce you. But I was 50 when I got PNT, and I think my age had something to do with it. There was probably some other stuff going on. But yeah, I'm stoked for you, Jimmy. And yeah, just stay on it for 4 more years. You'll get PNT. You don't need to do a letter or anything like that. They'll give it to you eventually, and they'll quit fucking with you. Dagwood 832000, 70% for PTSD. Yep, most veterans have mental health issues. And, more broadly speaking, most human beings have mental health issues. That's always been something. Remember, like back in the day, there was insane asylums and they just kind of threw you in a padded room or whatever. Um, more people have PTSD, more people have depression, anxiety, a variety of mental health issues. And if they are any way related to your service, you'll be paid if you win your claim, and you win your claim by proving your claim. What's up, Shemp Howard? As to providing lack of employment, get a copy of your local work commission report where you file for unemployment, like EDD. Show how many jobs you've lost. This helps. Yeah, actually, while I was waiting to do something productive, I actually went and got the Social Security report of every job that I had since I was whatever 16 or something. And not only was it humorous, like wow, I remember the Olive Garden. That place sucked. I mean, they all sucked because I didn't like any of my bosses when after I got out of the military. But yeah, having that complete Social Security file, fired, a year here, a year there. That shows that not able to go to college, no career, and then waiter, and then this, and then that. It's just inconsistent. I guess most normal people like go to school or don't, but you just stick with one job and you could do that all the time. I've never had one job other than like internet stuff, but I've always done different internet stuff. Pablo's at 94%, 1 point away. You need another. You need another 10%, but make sure you don't get reduced in the process. And instead of 10, I'd go for a 20 or a 30. Laura Black is in the house. How's it going, Laura? Appreciate all the promotion stuff that you do on Facebook for me. I see it. I don't really have a place to thank you. So thank you, Laura Black. Yep, get 50% more and you are golden. Sean, 70% for PTSD and IU. So you got 100% permanent and total. Awesome. So not saying you're sitting pretty. None of us are sitting pretty. It's not like we're getting paid 30 grand a month and we're like rich. We're getting 31.46 depending on where you live. Where I live in Idaho, I can survive off of that. So that works. When I say I'm glad you got there, I'm glad people that should be 100%, whether it's IU, scheduler, however you got to get there, I don't really give a shit. Getting there, and it will improve the quality of your life because it's tax free, and you will have a better quality life when you're not having to eat top ramen all the time. You can afford to eat a burger every now and then. And Sean, I don't know if you qualify for SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, but you can get that as well. You can have SSDI and a VA rating at the same time. Flatfoot is another 50%. Yeah, there was a musculoskeletal update February 7th, I believe. And like plantar fasciitis used to be, I think that used to top out at 50 and now it's 30. So there's certain things that they reworded and redid the evaluation stuff on a lot of orthopedic conditions. So if you haven't gone in and looked at your condition and understand it, I would get the updated version of that. You're currently being treated for PTSD from Vietnam, but I haven't filed a claim yet. I'm still waiting on military records. Yep, that's a scientific way to go. I don't know what's going to be in your military records, though, to kind of play devil's advocate or whatever. I'm assuming you're a combat veteran, so you're going to have that on your DD 214. So that's enough. I don't know what kind of treatment you've been doing and how much of that's in the VA where they could see it. But get your military records in your claims file. But your DD 214, and if you have a current diagnosis of PTSD from the VA, you could probably roll with that. I usually don't say that. I think it's better to get your claims file, but you're not young either. So you might not have time to wait a year or two for the claims file to show up. What's up, Mark? You got 100% PNT plus. You struggled for many years. One day you found me, changed my life. Awesome. You got medical treatment, everything you needed for financial aid. Awesome. Yeah, that's why I do this. I figured it out one day and I was so excited about it. It's like, I'm going to start blabbering about this on YouTube. And yeah, a lot of people say thanks, and I appreciate you guys appreciating me and supporting me and what I'm doing. Definitely this YouTube thing. I'm not like a TV personality or some hero or anything like that. I just get on here and just do my thing. If you've watched my videos, they vary from time to time. But I'm glad that I help people, and it feels good to help people for sure. Sleep apnea is secondary to PTSD. Get a sleep get a sleep study. It's like a piss test. You either pop or you don't. Yeah, you need the sleep study. Any kind of sleep apnea claim, for sure, you need a sleep study. I don't even know where you would get a diagnosis of sleep apnea if you didn't have a sleep study, but I'm sure it's been tried or maybe it exists. Charles just got tinnitus. Now I've got to work on getting my migraines connected. Is tinnitus your only rating, Charles? Or do you have other stuff? Um, if that's all you have, um, I would still look at a mental health thing. I actually think, and I'm no doctor or whatever, but I think a mental health claim secondary tinnitus would be stronger than migraines. But migraines work too. I guess I'm kind of biased because I don't have headaches, but I do have mental health. But look at other logical secondaries that will move the needle. And then, like I said, I don't know what else you're service connected for. You just got 100% for chronic fatigue syndrome, secondary to lumbar strain, was diagnosed with depression due to medical conditions. If you're 100%, why do you want to file another claim? That's the easiest way to get your 100% yanked away from you real quick. Unless you go on for special monthly compensation. No, you're never late. But I'm late to go take another piss, so just a second. If I'm not drinking White Claws and pissing, I guess I'm drinking coffee and pissing too much. So, what's that called? Whatever, frequent urination disease or something. I'm back. Good morning, gun guy. How's it going, man? Yep, this is a live. Yeah, I haven't done a live in a while. I was like, I wonder what Sunday morning's going to be like. So here we are. I know I'm not very good about the live stuff. So I guess part of it is, well, a lot of it is there's a lot of mental health stuff that's going on. I have to turn the camera on and the lights on and have a clue what I'm going to talk about and be in a talkative mood. So it's really hard for me to schedule stuff because, well, I'll schedule something now to talk about something at 4 o'clock in the morning. I might not feel like doing shit at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 1600 might not work for me. So I'm just gonna throw it out there and go live and do this more. So yeah, it's live. Rodney, what's up? 50% with GERD. GERD is, there's not a 50% rating with GERD. It's 0, 10, 30, 60. I don't know if there's 100. So you have something else. You have a different rating for GERD, I'm pretty sure. Hiatal hernia. Okay. So you're saying you have 50% for GERD and shoulder and knee pains. Okay. Still have to finish tinnitus, hypertension, plantar fasciitis, headaches, and sleep apnea. This will be a busy year. Yeah. It's that's good though. You have some other stuff on deck. You're learning about medical evidence, and stay positive. This stuff will really. This is a good way to occupy your time, learning about the VA claims process, learning about your disabilities. You might even learn something that will help you, like I go to a chiropractor and he adjusts my feet. That helps like, oh, I'm adjusting this. I like learning about body parts, brain parts, but I'm really into the lawn stuff at the moment. They usually combine the ratings for the same foot. So I have metatarsalgia, which is like busted foot. That's what I broke my foot when I was in. And then I developed plantar fasciitis and flat feet. I don't know how I got flat feet afterwards. So I have like 3 in my left and 2 in my right. So you won't get 2 ratings for the same foot. Most of the time, most joints don't have multiple ratings. They call it pyramiding. You can't get rated twice for the same thing or something similar. The knee there's exceptions. The knee is one of them. Instability is one thing. I can't remember the extension and flexion. There's 3 different ratings. There's actually more than that. You can have a meniscus thing, but generally speaking, most of the time you can only get 1 rating. But they'll combine the symptoms, and instead of 10 for plantar fasciitis, you develop something else like you said, bunion here. I don't know what bunions are rated at. That might get you to 20. You're at 50 for an increase. You have a VSO counselor. He's not a counselor, by the way. Buddy letter, you're definitely a low ball rating. Yeah, so you need to walk away with your VSO is not a counselor. They're a moron at best, and you want to get away from them. Your VSO think of your VSO as your secretary. Have them go in and look at parts of your claim. Yeah, they have some knowledge because they've been doing this for a while. A lot of these guys and girls don't get paid. The ones that do get paid don't get paid very much. I would remove the counselor thing, not trying to be a dick about it, but trying to drive home a point. You drive your claim. Your VSO is your secretary. They could get in and look at things. And if you get a letter from the VA, maybe they can help you with some info, but definitely do not take any counseling from a VSO. Hello from Germany. Fixing to retire and getting my stuff squared away. I was in Germany. I was in, what did I do? I flew into Frankfurt, and then I went to Ramstein. So I don't know what cities those are in, but Germany was kind of a trip I guess that was 91. I'm at 50% mental, 90% combined. So you got a little bit farther to go if you're shooting for 100. Todd, Ryan, Casper. What's up, Todd? Hello and welcome. If you get 100%, don't forget your spouse can apply for DIC. Yep, exactly. See a VSO officer? I like that better. VSO officer versus VSO counselor. Yeah, crap. I have something that I found called um, orchard grass is the best I could do to identify it. So crabgrass is manageable. I know creeping Charlie's pretty gnarly. I have some other viney stuff that I can't wait to go nuke that with my new kick-ass weed killer. But I have this stuff called orchard grass. Same concept, but it's perennial, so it keeps coming back. So that's why I had to glyphosate out a big chunk of the rough part of my yard. It's popping up in my precious Kentucky bluegrass, but as I keep feeding that, getting my soil right, and overseeding, the idea is to have it nice and thick so it chokes out all those undesirable uh, grasses. Not sure what you guys are talking about. Army George, what's going on? Looking to be 100% P&T soon. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. You guys want to learn more about the VA claims process and in my course training? Check out my boot camp at combatcraig.com. And if you're in a situation where you need a VA disability lawyer, I would check these guys out. I recommend them, and they're as good a choice as any. Does anyone know once you complete a C&P exam, can the VSO see what you're rated? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that the C&P exams are all done by VES, QTC, or LHI. I don't know how long it takes to get into your file. Maybe it's in there in 6 months. I actually have no clue. I just know that you can go in after the fact, way after the fact in my case, and get your C file and look at it that way. But they should be able to see past C&P exam results. I know you're probably going through the process right now, so you just got out 5 months ago or something, so they probably won't be able to see that for you, but doesn't hurt to ask your VSO secretary. The more we let them, the worse it becomes. PTSD is rampant. Yeah, yep. All that stuff is a bunch of bullshit. That's why I moved out to the country. No more big cities for me. Are you on TDIU? So that's a safe way to do it if you're on TDIU. You did some gigs. I mean, if you could do any kind of work, that's why that marker of 13 grand is in place. Like, they want you to work. You should work. You feel like a provider, whether you're actually providing or not is a different story. Keeps your mind out of your own head. Work's a good way to do that. Hello, hello. Yep. It is frustrating for sure. You got 18 years in. Should I file now or wait till I hit 20? I would look into that BDD discharge thing. And I think there's another one. But basically, once you get to 19 and a half years, 6 months before you get out, that's when you could start doing that process. But I mean, you're 2 years out. So yeah, start going and complaining about everything. Get a scope up your ass, down your throat, any MRI you can get, any brain scan, mental health stuff. You could start building your medical evidence while you're still in, but I think you have basically 6 months before discharge. But the more you could get in there now, complaints, you're going to be way ahead of the game. Don is 50% PTSD, Vietnam. What's up, Jason? Yeah. And that's kind of part of this. Back in the day, yeah. I mean, PTSD it was called shell shock or something else till I believe 1980. So if you were thrown in jail, prison, whatever, antisocial, like that's the kind of stuff you want to tell the VA when you're filing a PTSD claim or a mental health claim. It's embarrassing that this happened. An arrest record is not something you want to be proud of. It follows you around, right? If you have a felony or whatever, if you got locked up 5150 or 5250 psych hold, those aren't fun to talk about either. But those are the kinds of things the VA needs to hear, and you need to tell them if you want to get the right rating. If you file a mental health claim, depression, pain is a secondary. Yeah, whenever you file a claim for anything, they can open up all of your disabilities. I would plan on it. So the easiest way to get around that, or not get around it, is to get medical treatment. So if you're service connected 40% for your back, you should be getting shots, complaining to them, getting x-rays, MRIs, at least going in on your annual physical and saying your back still sucks and you wish you could have a new one. Those are the kinds of things you do to not worry about reopening your claim. But if you've just not been complaining to the VA, start complaining. You can do it through My Healthy Vet. You have 50% for headaches. Can I file for permanent and total? You only get permanent and total at 100%. That's the only option there. So if you have 50% for headaches and your combined total is 100, you can file for it. But what I would do, if you're 100% scheduler and you're not P&T, permanent and total, I would go into your rating code sheet, get it, it's in your claims file, and find out what's holding you up. One of your disabilities isn't static. It's most likely mental health because they think mental health gets better. So find out what they think is going to get better. You're 50 and they think something's going to get better. I would figure out what that is. And again, like I was talking to somebody else that's 51, you know, if they want to give you P&T, they'll give it to you. Do people ask for it? Yes, but know what you're asking for. So figure out which thing is not considered static or has a future exam scheduled. It's like, why is this not static? That would be your argument, right? Like, I've been like this for 20 years. This isn't better. If it was better, it probably would have been better 18 years ago or 15 years ago or something like that. Oh, you're on SSDI as well? Yeah. So you got your 3146 plus 1213, something like that. So that makes it a little bit easier to live. Yeah, that's the same thing. That most typically it's awarded, but you can ask for it. But know what you're asking for, and probably get a doctor to explain that. This is why it should be P&T or why this thing should be considered static. Can you file for headaches after tinnitus claim approval? You could file whatever you want. Can you win with medical evidence and knowledge of VA law is a totally separate thing. So I would start there. I don't know if you're trying to file like migraine secondary to tinnitus. I don't know if that's what you're asking. If you are, you're going to need to figure out how you're linking your headaches to your tinnitus. That's known as the nexus. Yeah, I think it's called BDD, benefits discharge something. I don't know if anybody knows what BDD stands for. Usually, to my knowledge, as I sit here right now, and again, I didn't even know what this was. I'm sure it didn't exist in the 90s or earlier. But I think it's 6 months before you get out. But if you can start complaining now and getting it into your service treatment records, it's going to make it a hell of a lot easier to win your claim. Yep, you need that push, a kick in the ass, whatever it takes. Get it, prove it, file it, win it. Yep, I am live. Army Ret Guy. Yeah, so this is a pretty typical way of doing it. You're 100% scheduler. A year later, they reviewed it and they're like, yeah, this dude's not getting better. P&T. That is the more likely path.
of getting PNT. They will give it to you when they're ready. So, whatever. I'm not saying don't push it. I'm saying understand what is holding up your PNT status and understand why it's holding you up, and then decide if you want to push it. What's up, Bill? How's it going, man? Haven't seen you on a live in a while. I appreciate all your support and comments. Jim's got another C&P exam coming in May, right around the corner. Prepare, prepare, prepare. What's up, man? How's it going? Very spontaneous. Yes. Oh, I appreciate that. I'm awesome, spontaneous live 5 minutes before I go live. Awesome. What's up, Angelo? I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Hiatal hernia. It's such a weird name. That's what they actually call GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. It's actually under hiatal hernia. It's kind of weird. Yeah. HH. Scrolling through a couple more. Yep. If you don't like your therapist, get a new one. No point in if you're actually trying to get better. If your doctor, I mean, building medical evidence is one thing, but if you're actually trying to get better, get with somebody that you could talk to. Yeah, VA psychology is just backwards ass country fuck kind of stuff. I still see them once a year, but I've had a private psychiatrist for years. Meds work for me, and the VA won't even give you the good meds. So it's another reason why I do a private counselor. Let's see. Unknown. I had just my own experience because I actually had this. So I busted my nose, but it was fixed, and I had a deviated septum, and it was fixed while I was on active duty. But it was fixed, so there's no claim because there's no disability anymore. So is your septum still deviated and still doesn't work? That might be a claim, and I'm not sure about broken nose if all that stuff happened on active duty or not. But in my case, it was a pre-existing thing. The nose was, and they fixed it. So when it's fixed, there's nothing else broken. So you can't file a claim for something that's doesn't have a current diagnosis and symptoms. I mean, you could try, but not a very good way to go. All right, scrolling down to the. Now, Clyde's sitting in front of my desk out here, and I don't have my Clyde cam on today. I don't have my GoPro turned on. Good. You got a new therapist that helped you? Awesome. Yeah, keep running through them. Find them in the private sector, at the VA, wherever. Get somebody that you could talk to. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I like having a psychiatrist, because I do need meds and a psychologist. I now have a social worker, and I haven't talked to him in a while. But find somebody you can talk to. If they're a douchebag, fire them. All right, cool. Been an hour and 3 minutes, my spontaneous Sunday live. So I'm out of here. Thanks for joining me and spending an hour with me today. And I will see you next week. I hope you enjoy your Sunday.